Katie and I did one of these too.
I know, I walked through it.
Oh yeah, you make a debut. But I loved seeing your kids do the. It was so cute. They're like, I would like to agree, but I'd like to add. It was precious. It was really sweet. How did it go in general, I think?
It's going really well in my first class and my third class. The class that I talked to you about yesterday, they're like, there's only like 2 kids who continually like have answers to give. So the discussion is hard, and I'm having to like restate their answers so that kids get it.
Okay.
A lot more than in my other classes.
Yeah, I came and saw them in reading. You haven't had them yet. You have.
I just had.
You had
them.
this group you just had. Okay. Yeah, I saw them in reading. It was just like getting names with faces. So.
Yeah, I also have like 9 more than she has.
Yeah, I noticed that. That it's much smaller in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So that's the class with Cortez and Anthony added in. Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can definitely look at that class specifically and give them like some extra. They might be on just like a slightly different trajectory than the other 2, but I think that's fine.
Okay.
But when I came and observed, I saw like all the universal prompts and the posters, like the anchors, and I was like, kids were like actually looking at it to respond. And Jesse like smiling with your tracker as you walked around to hear them was like really, really sweet. And kids like could tell you were coming, but they weren't like faking it. And like, I also agree with you. Like it was really genuine. And like Kamaya and her partner, like they really did well. Yeah. It was really sweet. And then I kind of want to just stick with that today and just push, like all of your kids are using the prompts. But I want to just show you another example and like push the like thinking back onto them a little bit more, specifically with like disagreeing with each other, which is like where the fun stuff comes. So if there's this is Henderson Collegiate. They have amazing classrooms. But this is a teacher. It's a really long video, but we'll just show a little bit of it. And I envision this for like when you do global questions or more of like yes, no, or evaluating evidence. But we'll just watch a little bit. As we watch it, just think like, what is she doing to continually push it back onto kids and like build their conversation?
If you're using context clues, what is the best?
One more thing. It also is beautiful because it mixes exactly with the vocab strategy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's this beautiful, I found it and I was so excited. It's a beautiful merging
Way
of
to
everything.
defend your answer with what? I'll take hands. How are you going to defend it? How will you be the lawyer and defend your answer if you're defining an unknown word?
Why are they doing this?
Cats on Darian. Darian, wait till you have everybody's cats.
Nice, yeah.
You could use surrounding sentences or find TE.
Surrounding sentences or TE. So what I want you to do right now is turn in wonder and find that perfect clue you used to define your word. And then I'm going to have you share out. Just so you know, for the guided practice, I print off text for students who don't have a book for them to learn. Okay. All right. What do you guys got? What do you think it is? And why? And be ready to agree, disagree, or build. We've got Ramonda ready to defend. Couple people getting there. Got Morgan. And hands down, if the person says exactly what you were thinking, what are you going to do? Connect or agree. If you want to add on another clue, what am I going to see? And if you disagree with their answer, what am I going to see? All right, what do you got? What do you think it is and why? Let me hear from a couple people. Cats on Lorenzo. Lorenzo, start us off.
Number 2, I put E almost, and the reason I put E in my TV is because they want a new table, but they were close to it, but they weren't at the table, and
Cats are still on Lorenzo.
and they said they were near him.
Cats on Jada.
I disagree with the original answer because I had B and my TE was they weren't at Julian's table, but they were near him, like on the fringe of popularity. And when I saw the word fringe, I plugged in outskirts, so it would be they were on the outskirts of popularity. And almost doesn't make sense when it's plugged in. And they were almost at popularity because if they were almost at popularity, then they kind of be legit because he's not popular, but Julian is his friend.
Cat's on Latoya. And I appreciate everyone showing their thinking right now.
I had A, and I had A because B and C wouldn't make sense because if you plugged it in, it says like on the almost unpopular and like on the center of popular. I didn't think they made sense, and outskirts didn't really go with it because outskirts like when you're out somewhere, I guess. And when I did out, when I something outside, it made more sense.
Take one more. Leilani really wants it, so does Morgan. You're giving me the prayer signal.
To the end here.
You had to plug in the word here for it to make sense, and if you plugged in outside, it would have not made sense. The clues still would have supported it, but you had to use the clues and plug in, and the correct answer for this was B, outskirts. So give yourself a check if you got it. If not, correct it.
Was one of the answers outside and one outskirts? That's tough.
That is tough. But like in general, what did you notice about like their, so it's kind of a mix of both of the strategies that we've done, which was really cool, like the plugging in and stuff. But what did you notice about like how when kids responded, the first two answers were wrong? What did you notice about what she did?
She said nothing.
She said literally nothing. And like it's so hard as a teacher. You want to be like, well, kind of. But she just like cats on in the next person. And I don't know where they get cats from. Something with their like logo. But yeah, she doesn't respond at all. And so this you would want to think about for your for Penn State and Virginia Tech probably, because you're probably going to still have to restate things for Yale while they catch up to it. So just keep that lens as we're going through. What else do you notice that she, like how she kind of built the conversation?
She also didn't make any facial expressions, which I think like it's going to be really hard for me. I'm going to have to actively work at that, not be like, but like their hand signals were key because she needed them. She needed to know what the kids were going to say in order to like lead the conversation in the right direction.
Yeah, and so I think that's so that would be like, because you just rolled this out, like this is where we want to head to, and like the gap right now is that your kids are just agreeing with each other, and that's makes sense because we just like rolled it out and started it.
Yeah. But
the more you can push that like to disagree with one another and using those signals so you can just like build the conversation is really fun. And so that's the action step for today. And there's kind of two different like sections to it. So I printed it out for you. But kind of so the action step is just continue to push the learning back onto kids and get them to your exemplar, but letting them do everything, like this video. And so it's kind of two different things. So this one that we saw was just like a whole group share out. This was her do now. And it was a whole group share out. So she didn't see their papers ahead of time.
Yeah.
And so she completely relied on the signals, like you said. And so that's one of these like types. And then the second is like when kids are actually writing, and it's more like an aggressive monitoring style. And so for this one, you would literally like go through, like pose the global question or like whatever discussion question it is that they're working on. And then as you like aggressively monitor, write down and build the conversation in the class and literally number their papers like 1, 2, 3, 4. And that way you're going to get this type of discussion, but you'll have planned it already.
So I they're doing global questions, I walk around and I actually put the number on the paper, and the kids know that that's the order they're going to share. Okay.
So you'd say like, oh, this is like a really cool answer. Like you're going to go first. And you'd want to start, she started with incorrect. So it was incorrect. And then this little girl was still incorrect but different evidence. And then they got to the correct answer, which is fun because immediately you saw all the little disagree signs. But I would actually go like a medium answer, a stronger answer, a counter answer, a stronger counter answer. And so like this kid like still gets an at bat, but then this kid can follow up with a stronger answer. This kid gets an at bat, and this kid counters with a stronger at bat.
Okay.
Do you see it? So it like kind of builds like 1, 2, and then 1, 2.
So these are more for like, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah. So that's why they're kind of separate. This is more like evaluating text evidence.
Yeah.
Like if you did have a global question that was more like
there is one right answer.
Yeah. What the Jamestown debate you wanted to do?
It's who benefited from the establishment of Jamestown.
What was the second one you wanted to do though?
Was Jamestown like good or bad? Not worded like that,
but essentially that, yeah. And so that could be like when you're starting them out on that debate, like that could be like so you could on the first day like this person said it was good, but this person had a better answer for why it was good, and then this person said it was bad, and then this person has a stronger counter for why it's bad.
Yeah.
And so there's like kind of 2 different sections in class for this.
Okay.
One relies a lot on looking at their papers, and then the other one is exactly like the video and like watching their signals.
Yeah. This is like when we're talking about TDQs.
Yeah.
And then this is exactly what you're when we're talking about global questions.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could sometimes do it for turn and talks. Like if you hear one pair and like another pair, you could say like I'm calling on your pair first and then this pair. And then instead of, because a lot of times we call on kids and have no clue what they're going to say, and it's like, like wasn't thinking that. And so it's just a way to like get to your exemplar faster by building the conversation, but still letting the kids do it.
Okay.
Any other thoughts on, but do you see like the kind of the 2 separate, like the difference?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I'm excited.
Okay. And I think it builds really nicely from like where you are, and I think kids will like the banter back and forth.
Yeah.
And so the first thing is like to prompt them to disagree. Is there a universal disagree?
No, I think in 5th grade they did this in Boone's class, so a lot of kids are still doing this, and I keep telling them to do this because I like it.
Yeah.
So now there's like a mixture. Like
You can tell.
and like some kids are just like,
okay.
so I can like tell what they're thinking, but it would be helpful if there was one universal.
Yeah.
I would be fine with this. I like this, but most kids do this.
I mean, I think that was the same in the video. They did the clam.
Yeah.
Like this one, yeah. This one is fun, I think, because they're like, it's kind of like more, But whatever you decide for the symbols, just making sure, like when you're posing these questions, like even like she said, like what are you going to show me if you want to disagree, agree, or build on? I think in Quest they do this for build on, so a lot of the kids remember that one.
Yeah.
So the first thing would be like to make sure kids are doing those the symbols with their hands, and then it would be to like purposely like pick out and build the conversation with the 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
And so I want to actually like practice that today with some student work. So we can pull. I know that you have all of their packets in here, so we're just going to pull 4 pieces of student work and look at them together and decide like where we would pull the 1, 2, the 3, and the 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Should they all? It needs to clearly